Hello, New Albany Country Club, and hello to all the penguins out there. I'm really excited for the workout I've got planned for you. Make sure you got a clear area, someplace flat, living room, backyard, wherever it might be. Just make sure you have plenty of space. We are going to be doing some possible jumping today, depending on what group you're going to be in. But just make sure you have plenty of space. Also, just a safety reminder, make sure you have a parent, guardian, someone there to watch you to make sure you're staying safe and make sure you're doing proper technique. It's not meant for all ages, and I'm not there watching you, so make sure you have someone there watching you and making sure you're doing all these technical movements properly, okay? So today we have 4 different exercises. We have jumping jacks, push-ups, body weight squats, and forearm to plank rotations. Now again, don't worry if you don't know what those are. I'm going to be explaining each one. I'm also going to be giving you some variations for these workouts to either make it a little bit more challenging or not quite as challenging, depending on where your fitness level is at right now. Just remember to pay attention to your body, pay attention to your breathing, all that kind of stuff to make sure you're doing all this very safe, okay? So let's get into it. So the first workout we have is a relatively simple workout, just jumping jacks, okay? This is just designed to get us moving, get us ready to go. Hopefully you're a little bit warmed up already before starting to work out, but this is just to get our heart rate up, that blood flowing. For jumping jacks, we're just gonna do maybe 20 to 30. Just make sure you have a complete range of motion. You're doing a great job of keeping that core together. You're doing, like I said, full range of motion. We're not going just halfway. Make sure we're doing the full motion there. Do a good jump, none of this half jumping stuff, okay? We wanna make sure we get a full range. Like I said, we're getting that heartbeat going. We're getting our blood flowing, all that great stuff, okay? So make sure we're doing a great job of this first workout to get us ready and built up for the next exercises. Remember, we're doing 20 or 30 of those, depending on how challenging you want that to be. So the next exercise we have are push-ups. Pretty standard push-ups, what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be giving you 2 different variations here for these push-ups, depending on how challenging you want it to be. So the first variation of push-ups we have is just the standard knee push-ups. So you're gonna have your knees on the ground, you're gonna slightly be forward, so we're not gonna be directly hips over knees, we're gonna have those hips just a little bit more forward, and we're gonna have those hands just underneath our shoulders, so that way we have that weight more so on our chest. Do good press, good drop, really staying controlled, keep that core nice and tight. Remember, in the sport of swimming, we wanna make sure we keep that core really tight and we're really controlled. We're gonna be doing 5 reps for this. If you want it to make it a little bit more challenging, you can definitely do 10. The other standard push-up you can do to make it a little bit more challenging, you're gonna be in a plank position, tight core, hips not too low, hips not too high, good steady controlled drop, good steady controlled push. Really keep that core tight all the way through. Don't let those elbows drop, keep them right out in front of you. The hands are just gonna be about shoulder width on this standard push-up. And for that one, you know, like I said, you might wanna do 5 or 10 reps, depending on how challenging you want that to be. So that's gonna be our second workout. So the third exercise we have are body weight squats. Now squats are super great for swimming, really good to work on that leg strength for your push off and start, really, really important. So for the body weight squats, I'm gonna give you 2 variations depending on how challenging you want it to be. So the first one we have are just standard body weight squats. You're gonna have your feet about shoulder distance. You're gonna make sure your feet are slightly pointed out. We don't want those feet pointed in. And the reason for this is because we don't want those knees to collapse. We want those knees to be pointed out to either side. We don't want those knees to collapse in. When we do the standard squat, our hips are gonna bend first. We're gonna reach back and come down in about a 90-degree range there. Good body weight squat for that exercise. We're probably gonna do, depending on how challenging you wanna be, maybe 5 or 10 for that one. And if you still wanna make it a little bit more challenging, you can definitely do that. The other option I have are squat jumps. So for the squat jumps, all you're gonna be doing is still the standard feet, shoulder width apart, make sure those knees are out, don't let them collapse in. You're gonna do the standard squat just like I explained, but this time, instead of just standing right back up, you're going to explode in a great jump. And if you want, you can add a streamline on the jump as well to really picture that good start, that good turn, whatever it might be. It's a really great explosion. Try to really get a lot of force on that. Try to jump as high as you can. For that one, maybe 5 or 10, depending on how challenging you want it to be. Just make sure, really good jump, have those knees out, don't let them collapse. Just try to think of putting the force all the way through your heels into the ground and really reach back with your hips. So for our last workout is a core workout, working on balance, really good connection, really good for swimming. So this workout is our forearm to plank rotation. So for this one, you're either going to be starting in a plank position on your hands or on your forearms. And all you're going to be doing is making sure you have a tight core. Don't let those hips sink or don't let those hips go too high. Good steady position. And when your hands are ready and you're steady, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be rotating through either hand to forearm or forearm to hand in kind of a step motion. What I really want you to try to focus though is when you're going from forearm to hand or vice versa, make sure you keep that core really tight. We don't want to rotate, or we don't want to let those hips go too far out of the range of motion. We want to stay controlled. You know, swimming is all about staying controlled, especially under pressure. We don't want to let those hips go all over the place. We want to stay really tight when we're running through our cycles. And for that one, we can do maybe 5 or 10, depending on how challenging you want it to be. If it's still too hard to hold your core, you can just try doing a standard plank, either on your hands or forearm is fine. If holding that balance is still a little too challenging, that's definitely acceptable. For that one, if you just do the standard plank, you can hold it for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, wherever your fitness level is at. So make sure you have plenty of space, clearing area, whether it's in your living room or outside. Just remember these 4 exercises we're doing: jumping jack, push-ups, bodyweight squats, or forearm to plank rotations. Depending on how challenging you want it to be, you can either go through it once, or if you want to add a little bit more of a challenge, maybe if you're older in that 14 up range or so, you can go through it 2 or 3 more times, okay, to add that little extra bit of a challenge. All right, so make sure you got your water, make sure you have someone there to make sure you're doing proper technique and all that good stuff, and everybody's staying safe. Grab your water bottle, and I'll see you next time. Good luck, Penguins. Can't wait to talk to you again about our next Dryland workout.